Normally with a mid-cycle refresh, an automaker will change a couple of things and leave it there. But Audi has kind of gone a bit further than that with their second generation Q7 facelift. Now we will dive a lot deeper into that when we do a full review, but for now, let's talk about some first driving impressions.
The Q7 is Audi's luxury three-row SUV that competes with the likes of the Volvo XC90, Mercedes-Benz GLS, Lexus GX, and Lincoln Aviator.
So one of the bigger change in the Q7 is Audi has moved to a 3-liter V6 that does not have the supercharger, but it is a turbocharged engine. So they moved over to this block because it actually fits in a lot of different packaging and can also accommodate a 48-volt motor. So it makes sense. That is the engine that we're testing right now in this car. And I have to say, it has really nice power. It actually does propel this rather large 7-passenger SUV quite well. Mated to an 8-speed automatic Tiptronic transmission, it actually is very smooth. You really don't feel a whole lot of the shifts. The one thing I will say though is sometimes if you're looking for a little bit of a boost, if you're heading uphill or you want to change lanes quickly, I have had to downshift manually with the paddles, so it does feel a little bit of the weight of this car. Overall, it's a really great and very powerful package.
There's also a 2-liter 4-cylinder option that makes less horsepower. Not as powerful, but has a 0 to 60 that's sub 7 seconds. We're not sure how that one manages with the Q7's almost 4,800 pounds, but our guess is you feel that reduction in oomph. The Q7 comes in premium and premium plus trim levels, with the highest prestige trim level available on the V6 only.
Because this is an Audi, you know that means Quattro, which means you get traction at all 4 wheels. There also is an optional air suspension, which we do have on this tester. It makes for a really comfortable ride that also gives you a little bit of extra ground clearance if you're doing anything off-road.
Dynamically, when driving, the ride is stable, meaning not a lot of body roll around turns. There are different drive settings. Comfort is as advertised, but on undulating roads can tend to the floaty side of things. But Dynamic firms that up a bit, as well as amplifying the exhaust sounds. In individual mode, you can adjust settings as you prefer.
Audi does have an optional all-wheel steering feature, which is actually really cool. We don't have it in this tester, but at low speeds, what that helps you do is to make the car a lot more maneuverable when getting into a tight space. And at high speeds, it actually makes the car feel a lot more stable. I kind of wish we did have it on this tester.
The driving pedals are staggered a little more than I'd like, especially in an SUV. The brake pedal feels a little high. Speaking of those brakes, they're substantial and feel solid with an even progressive feel.
So we couldn't talk about driving an Audi without talking about the interior, and a lot has changed in here. So this is now the same infotainment system that is shared with the flagship A8. The Mmi System is now a touchscreen system, so for those of you who remember, there used to be a dial down here. That is gone. You get 2 screens here. This top screen is a 10.1-inch screen. This takes care of things like navigation and your CarPlay. This bottom screen takes care of the cabin functions, things like HVAC and your drive mode selections right here. There are a lot of really cool new features aside from this high-res virtual cockpit, which of course from Audi we think is absolutely outstanding. So in addition to all of the standard safety features that you get, Audi is introducing something called Traffic Assist that can actually tell you when there are lights that are about to change, what speed you need to be going at, and the distance that you have and the time that you have until that distance. It's actually pretty remarkable. The system is available in about 10,000 intersections in 30 cities right now, but it is growing.
Ergonomically, the Q7 is highly adjustable, so it fits a lot of different sized drivers. And of course, you can get the seats heated, ventilated, or massaging, depending on trim and package upgrades. These seats are supportive and comfortable, and would make great road trip seats. The Q7 has adaptive cruise control that's a level 2 system. Audi's is one of my favorite on the market. Follow distance on the car in front of you is adjustable, and braking when that car slows down is insanely smooth. Audi also employs what they call active lane assist, which sounds like it might help you change lanes like in a Mercedes or a Tesla, but it doesn't. This is more of a lane keeping assist to prevent you from veering outside the lines.
I will say on some cars that system is very jerky. Not so on Audis. It keeps you in the lanes and it does it nice and smoothly. But again, always keep your hands on the wheel. There's nothing driving for you yet.
Fuel economy numbers are something to note with this refresh because they're down significantly from the previous model. Just to note, only numbers on the V6 are currently available. Now, Audi contends that this change is due to the Q7's added tech, which increased its weight and therefore put it in a higher EPA evaluation class and changed the criteria by which it's tested. We contend that this might be a purchasing turnoff for some customers, especially when they remember that both engines require premium gas. Pricing on the Q7 starts at $55,775 for the 4-cylinder base model. For the V6, you're looking at an entry-level cost closer to $62,000. Overall, the Q7 delivers a formidable premium SUV package. It's lovely to drive, is full of innovative tech, and as luxurious as you'd expect it to be.
There is so much more to say about the Audi Q7, so stick around for a full review.